Hello Facebook, hello YouTube, how is everybody? Welcome to a fabulous Friday. Feel good, fashion, flowers, all sorts of lovely things. And yeah, it's just going to be a good day. I was just saying to our friends on Instagram here that it's a beautiful day. I don't know if you can see out of the window. I'm here down on my farm. This is my sitting room, and just lovely just to feel the sunshine coming in through the window. So I hope that we'll get some nice fresh air this weekend. Yeah, Zoe, happy Friday. Happy Friday. Thank you very much. Yes, my curtains. I think this is a Benison fabric from memory. It's lovely, isn't it? Really pretty, lots of flowers. And I've got lots of flowers because actually I'm going to be talking about fashion, about some lovely feel-good things, some flowers. I've had this beautiful delivery here of flowers. This is from the Fresh Flower Company. Look at those. I love white and green. It's just so fresh, isn't it? You know, I mean, I love mixed varieties too. As you know, if you look at my Instagram, you'll see that I'm often putting pictures of kind of brightly coloured arrangements with clashing pinks and reds and oranges. But actually, sometimes it's nice, isn't it, just to do a simple, you know, one colour theme. And the reason that I've got these actually is because we are gearing up for Mother's Day, Mothering Sunday, next Sunday, the 14th. And these lovely people, Fresh Flowers, have given us a special discount. If you're looking to send flowers, I'm going to just check on my iPad here. Our lovely flowers, yeah, 15% off until the end of April, actually, which is great. So it doesn't have to be Mother's Day. It could be any time if you want to treat yourself. So you need to go to Fresh Flower Company. We'll put a link up for that. And you use Liz Loves, all in capitals, all one word. And I have to say, I'm really impressed with how they deliver. I've had several deliveries from them over the last few months, and they come in, you know, a lovely bag like this, as if you've just sort of brought them home from the florist. And inside, if I lift it out, what I think is really clever is they come in this bag, and it's got this special biodegradable gel which holds the moisture. So although they're delivery, you know, they really are fresh, and it really keeps them lasting for a long time. And actually, the whole thing comes in a beautiful, if I can get it up to show you, a great big box like that. So yeah, really, really nice. Highly recommend them. Lovely British florists based in London, team of girls. And I just think they do a really good job. And in fact, if you want to keep your flowers fresher for longer, here is my little tip. As soon as you get them, snip the bottom of the ends off, because what happens when you cut flowers is it tends to create a little seal around the end of the stem. So you want to snip that off so your flower has got a lovely fresh exposed bit of stem to soak up all the water. And if you can cut it on the diagonal, it means that you have more surface area of the stem. So rather than just sort of snipping straight across, if you cut it like that, more surface area of the stem to take up more of the water. And then what you want to do is keep the water as fresh as you can, because as you probably know, after a few days the water goes a bit cloudy. That's the bacterial growth in the vase, and that's going to just sort of gradually you know, impact on the flower stem. So what I do is I get these denture cleaning tablets, and I just put one of these in the vase. You can use a little bit of, you know, I don't know, antiseptic, Milton or TCP or something, but I just put one of those in, and the water just stays clearer for longer because the bacteria don't tend to grow and the flowers flourish for longer. So that's one of my little Mother's Day treats. So that gets 15% off with the Liz Loves code. I've also got some other treats which I'll be talking about. I put some nice pictures of chocolate on my stories earlier. I don't know if you saw that. I was making my Levenses sort of slash brunch, because that's usually the first thing that I have in the day. I'm not a big breakfast eater. I like my kind of intermittent fasting. So I try and really not have my first mouthful of food until about 11 o'clock. So it's kind of 11's, or it could be brunch. And today I put a picture up. It's I had 2 eggs made into a really simple omelette with extra virgin olive oil with some mozzarella cheese and some freshly torn up basil and parsley. And oh my goodness, it was so delicious. And then I got a message from a friend showing that she had made the chocolate fondant, which is in the current issue of the magazine. There's a recipe here if I can find it quickly. Such a good recipe. There we go. Look at that. Chocolate fondant. Doesn't that look amazing? So easy. Oh my goodness, so easy. and it's got dark chocolate and organic eggs, and it's just a really nice, simple recipe. Anyway, she messaged me with a picture of it saying, this is my brunch. Is that wrong? I don't think it's wrong. I think you can eat it at any time. Anyway, I put it on my stories. I thought it was quite fun to share. Thank you very much, by the way, for all of you who've been posting pictures of your magazine as it arrives. It's lovely to see. You know, it's lovely to see all the different places where it arrives and how you're enjoying it, with a cup of tea on the sofa, or perhaps in the garden, or taking it out for, you know, a picnic or whatever. Lovely. So thank you very much for tagging me, and then I do repost many of those on my stories. So lovely to see. So today, those of you who do get my magazine will know that at the back we have a feature called Liz Loves, and this is something that we've been doing for ages, actually, before we were able to get all our lovely discount codes going. And this is just genuinely a section where I put in the things that I love. I really do love. And one of them, you'll see in here, which is just, we're launching today actually a new Liz Loves collaboration with, is with a shoe brand called Mandarina Shoes. Now, I first discovered Mandarina Shoes, I think at maybe it was a fair or a private sale, something like that. And it's a lovely female founder brand, and they are just great. They are beautifully made, and they're just different. You know, you can see from here, this is sort of coloured linen and really interesting fabrics. They really are lovely. Check them out. And we've got a 10% discount using the Liz Loves all during March and April. So, you know, if you fancy, I don't know, little new pair of springtime flats. I'll show you the ones that I'm wearing at the moment. I've actually taken this one off because it's a bit hard to show you if I don't stand up and climb on the chair. But this, honestly, I have lived in this little boot for, I don't know, the last few months, really. Really, really good. Anyway, we're going to be joined by the founder, so I'm hoping that she has logged on. Caroline Townsend. Now, let me just see. Where are we? Let's see if we can get up Caroline, because I'd love to hear her story. I'm always so interested to hear from other female brand founders, how they started, what their journey was, how their business is going. You know, just give them a bit of a shout out, really, especially the smaller independent brands who, you know, don't have advertising budgets or whatever. Hi, Caroline.
Hello, Liz. My goodness, it's fantastic to meet you virtually from all the way up here. It's so exciting.
Oh, so where are you?
Well, our Mandarina headquarters, we're in Angus, which is the east side of Scotland on the coast, which is lovely.
Oh, nice.
Our operation happened right here out of my farm building.
Brilliant. Well, I want to hear all about your journey. Is your volume turned right up? I just want it to be loud enough to make sure that our friends on Facebook can hear, because our lovely friends on Facebook and YouTube will, alas, not be able to see you because I can only split the screen on Instagram. Instagram is getting the full glory, but we can all hopefully hear you.
Well, I've clicked up the volume. I'm not the most techie person, but here we are. So let's hope for the best.
Let's hope for the best indeed. Now, tell me about your brand. When and why did you start? Because it's super brave to just, you know, plunge into the territory of setting up a whole shoe company. I mean, all the designs and sizes and everything. What was your journey?
Oh my goodness me! Well, quite a journey, but a very exciting one. And we're so proud we got to where we are. But it all started back in 2003. That sounds a long time ago now. With a cupboard full of fabrics. And I kid you not, two great passions of mine are textiles and travel. And the one habit kind of feeds the other. But I was looking at all these wonderful bits of material that I had at home. And I was thinking, what could I do with these? There are only so many Roman blinds and cushion covers you can make out of exotic bits of material. And then I just had this light bulb moment. Shoes. Why does nobody make shoes out of textiles anymore, like they did, you know, in the 17th, 18th century?
Yeah.
Because then you've got infinite variety. You're not just stuck with brown and navy leather. You can have little Cath Kidston prints for spring. You can have summer brights. You can have wonderful velvets and tapestries for winter.
Fabulous.
This is going to be great. This is just going to be the best idea. And then, of course, I had to put it into action. not so easy.
So how did you go about it? So you've got your cupboard full of beautiful fabrics. You're thinking, I'm going to put these onto shoes. I'm going to make shoes with them because they just look so pretty. And I can show you again this picture here of one of them. I mean, just really charming little pumps. How did you go about finding people to do that and actually making them?
Yes, well, I had the great good fortune. I was living in Vietnam at the time, where their craftsmanship and manufacturing is absolutely superlative. And unlike China, they can do small runs of things, which of course played into my hands. So I've been aware of this level of craftsmanship, and in fact I'd seen in the markets and things out there that there were shoes made out of brocades. So I knew the capability was there, and so I went to chat to somebody in manufacturing, and we came across, basically, to cut a long story, I found the perfect small family manufacturer.
Oh, I love that.
Who I worked with, and we put together a sample range which was very, very successful. And I still work with this same manufacturer 16 years later. They do about 85% of my production, and they are absolutely wonderful.
Isn't that fantastic? It's so lovely to have the story, and actually often in the magazine we have a feature called Meet the Maker, because I think it's so nice to connect with the real life stories. You know, it's not just some industrial factory. You are supporting a family of craftsmen and women in need of income, you know, the other side of the globe, who can use all their skills to create beautiful things. It's just such a lovely thing to be part of, isn't it?
Absolutely, you're so right, and I love going. You have to get there on the back of a motorbike. They're just south of Ho Chi Minh City in Tuduk, and it's just a small team of girls, and they just the level of expertise is incredible.
So how's it been then during lockdown and the pandemic? Have they been really struggling? Have you been able to get work to them?
I have been able to get well. I mean, the whole lockdown, Liz, has been, for me, it's been an extraordinary thing, because I was just reflecting on it. It was about this time last year, just before Mother's Day, we went into lockdown.
It was. Yeah.
And my sales, literally, they went from there to there.
So Caroline's going from here to here. That's not a comfortable position, is it?
It was absolutely horrific, and I sat at home with my head in my hands thinking, my goodness me, you know, this could potentially be the end of my precious brand. Nothing happened. Nobody bought anything for about 10 days, and that had never happened to me before.
Gosh, it's really scary.
Interesting. As lockdown sort of continued, the graph picked up the other way. And I don't know whether it was escapism, people had time at home to browse online, and the very fact that my brand was online paid into my hands.
Yeah, thankfully. Yeah.
And now we've just gone through the roof. It's fantastic.
Oh, that is so good to hear. So your girls are busier than ever making these amazing shoes.
Yes, we've had to adapt the collection. I will say that, because we're very known for our very, I can show you, our very beautiful kind of special occasion shoes, little slingbacks and
so
wedding
Caroline's
shoes.
showing a really beautiful pair of sort of white, almost looks like brocade slingbacks. That would be a beautiful bridal shoe, wouldn't it?
Yes, exactly. That's
Lovely.
precisely what it is. So we've had to adapt the collection, and because obviously people are dressing very differently now there at home, and you can still have style.
Yeah, and a smile, style and smile.
The demand now is very much more. It's for sneakers.
I love your sneakers. So do you make sneakers then, and like trainer style shoes out of different fabrics?
Yeah, well, lots of different colours.
Nice.
I do different canvases and things, and my kind of Mandarina twist on the sneaker, if you like, is that I sell them with lots of different coloured laces. So you can interchange the laces, which is really good fun, and get a different look.
Yeah, I know my younger daughter, Brella, she lives in lace-ups, lace-up, what I would call bother boots. I don't know what, there's probably a new more modern name for them, or trainers. And she's always changing them. And it just changes the look of something completely. A pair of bright orange laces or bright pink laces. It's just really joyful, really fun.
So that's been a thing. And then the other thing that, the chunky soled loafer. I'm holding up actually a black chunky soled loafer for the Facebook people.
Yeah.
You know that they've gone very well through lockdown. So it's much more flats and comfort.
Yeah.
But it was very interesting in the last couple of weeks. Suddenly we're selling heels again, which is a joy, and even better,
Interesting.
wedding shoes.
And wedding shoes, excellent. Oh my goodness, we're coming back to life now with the spring. Do you know, that's really interesting you should say that. I can't actually remember the last time I wore a pair of heels.
No, I know.
I mean, it's really, and I was talking to a friend of mine who's a podiatrist who is still open and still able to see patients. And he was saying that the number of people he's seeing at the moment with really dry skin on the soles of their feet, because we're all walking around barefoot or just in our socks, and we might have underfloor heating. He said he can certainly tell the patients who come in who've got underfloor heating because their skin is just dried out, you know, like an old prune. So as a result of that, I've now been, when I've been, you know, I get out of my shower or whatever, and I always put, you know, body moisturiser on all over, never think about the soles of my feet. And now this last week, I've been rubbing extra on the soles of my feet. But I do look forward to getting back into some fancy heels and actually being able to wear them outside.
Yeah, no, I think lots of women, you know, we're all longing to dress up again. It'll be a great joy. But anyway, I thought selling some wedding shoes last week really gave me a feel good factor that's going to come back. There is light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, let's hope so. I love the idea of having sort of springtime shoes, perhaps with little floral prints, or, you know, just something that's just a little bit. Well, I used the word charming earlier and that's kind of what I think of when I think of your loafers, because they do have a real, you know, sort of traditional charm to them. How easy are they to clean, being textiles? I mean, thinking practically as a mum here.
Yes, no, absolutely. That's a very good point. But most of our fabrics are Scotch guarded or treated with a water repellent or a stain resistant thing. But there's nothing like a little bit of fairy liquid and a toothbrush. You know,
Good
for
tip.
I know it sounds a bit radical, but it does actually work quite well.
It does work.
Yeah, and then for suede, the good old crepe suede brush is absolutely the best way to restore them, with a bit of the Nubuck spray, something like that.
Yeah, excellent.
I've got a little pair here, these coral pumps, which are new for this season.
Those are really charming, those, using that word again. They're sort of corally pink with, is it like a little gold, what's on there? Is it like a little butterfly or something?
It's a little green ballerina bear, with a very, very classic ballerina style, but so
Love
nice.
that. So it's got a green lining inside a pink fabric pump. So pretty. And I like the way actually that you've slightly... They're slightly pointed at the toes, so because I find that sometimes traditional ballerina shoes are really curved, which just doesn't suit me. I mean, I haven't got long, slim legs, so I don't like rounded toe shoes. I prefer to have a bit of a point, because I think it kind of elongates the foot and the leg and is a little bit more elegant. So that for me would be a lovely size and so a lovely style of a pump.
And yes, well, the other thing I've tried to do, so they're not too pointy, because I have, you know, people do comment about the pointiness of shoes, particularly.
You don't want really pointy ones.
My age group, you don't want them too pointy. So I think it's like an oval toe shape, and it does work very well on the foot. It all looks elegant. And I try not to cut them too low at the front, because, you know, the very sensitive bunion area.
I love this. This is really, you know, this is midlife women's shoe heaven, I have to say.
You do design with comfort in mind, but also so that people can look stylish and original.
Yeah, really nice. What are your sizings? I'm being asked questions here on Instagram. What size do you start and what do you go up to?
We hold stock from size 4, which is 7, right through to size 9, which is a 42 in my brand. That's another interesting thing over the 16 years I've been in business. I used to stock size 3, but I now don't hold it in stock. I can make to order in size 3.
Great.
It's the way people have gone. People have got larger and feet have got larger.
Feet have got bigger. Gosh, and just in 16 years, that's a bit terrifying. Where's that going to end up?
Yeah, it is terrifying, and a lot of the young ones now have, you know, quite often have size 41, 42 feet, because everyone's getting taller and and bigger.
And longer. And can you make to order then special sizes? Can you do bigger ones?
I very occasionally get asked for a size sort of 10-43, but we can do, not all of the styles, but most of my styles can make in a 36.
Yeah. Excellent. Now, I was trying to work out where I first would have seen you, because I bought a pair of your little ballet pumps, I think in a velvet, years and years ago. And I don't know where that would have been, because originally, were you selling through sort of private fairs and festivals, that sort of thing?
Absolutely. That is how I established the brand, in a white van, and I traipsed around Britain going to Mary Howard and all the charity fairs.
Right,
and
that must have been it.
An exhausting process, but that is how I became established. And then at the end of that, when I did have a little bit of brand traction, I thought, you know what, I'm going to try and sell my shoes online. And everybody told me I would fail, because back then, nobody could believe that you could buy a pair of shoes off the internet without trying them, you know. Gosh. And I thought, well, I'm going to try this.
Yeah, amazing. Do you know, that's so entrepreneurial. And, you know, would you like to give us a rough sort of indication of your age? Just to give...
No, absolutely. I was 60 last weekend.
Oh, happy birthday.
God forbid. It's interesting. It ties in with your introduction, Liz, because this beautiful bunch of flowers you see behind me here,
beautiful. They look sort of lime green, aren't they lovely? Lime green and pink.
Yellow mimosa and pussy willow. They're gorgeous. And they were given to me by a former assistant of mine, she worked for me for 11 years and went on to follow her dream, and she set up this florist shop. It's called the Flower Pavilion in Montrose, and it's like a London florist in Scotland, and it is
amazing
to get flowers like that up here.
Oh, how lovely. Do you know, I remember I did a thing for Barclays a few years ago, and they called it wasn't a great name actually, it was called the Olderpreneur, like entrepreneur, but olderpreneurs. And did some research that showed that the vast majority of people setting up new business accounts with them were 60 plus. And I just thought that was so encouraging, because, you know, here at Earle Wellbeing, I'm always talking about having a better second half, you know, getting, you know, fair healthcare and, you know, social justice for older women particularly. And it just shows that, you know, if you've got a burning passion, it is possible to turn your hobby into something that is commercially successful. And also, and I'm sure you must get huge satisfaction from what you do.
Oh, I do. My goodness me. And everyone is drawn into it, I can tell you, in the family. My two daughters have to model for me when they come up from London. It's like, right, get out there in the shoes in front of the camera. They go, Mum, please give us a break. But I work with an amazing team of girls up here. And it was interesting. I had a thought in the middle of the night last night, thinking about chatting to you. And I thought, gosh, it's very interesting. All the people that work for me, we're all Pisces.
Interesting. And all female, or how does it break down?
We're all women, really. Apart from my postie, I have to introduce him, because, of course, he's the one that comes every day and takes away our bags.
Sackloads of stuff. I mean, I've got I've got a great postie, and we've built up a really good relationship actually during lockdown, because I started selling my books from here, from the farm, signing them and sending them out. And so, you know, bless him, you know, he is just so used to these huge sacks of mail going out. And I think, you know, big shout out to all the postal workers, because they have totally kept us going, haven't they?
Didn't they? Absolutely amazing. We use Royal Mail for all our deliveries. I think it's easier for people, because sometimes the couriers, you know, they leave the card and they go away. And then you can't.
It's infuriating, yeah.
But people know where they are with Royal Mail and their postie, and they'll leave it, you know, in the logbox or in the porch if you write a little thing on the
Yeah. No, my guy knows if I'm not around to, you know, just to leave it outside, and it's fine. He doesn't take it away back to the depot, because that's always really annoying when you've just, you know, nipped out to hang the washing or something, and you miss that crucial delivery, and then you get the card and your heart sinks, you know.
I know, gosh. But I also, like you, Liz, my business really is it's my loyal customers who have been so amazing with Mandarina. And same for you, have this tremendous loyalty from all your so many fans.
Well, it's about building a community, I think, of trust and, mutual respect and just having lovely things. I think one of the things that, people often think is that, it's easy, and it's not easy. You've got to have a great product, which is why I so admire people like you, because you stick your neck out and, you put your money on the line and all your effort and sleepless nights I'm sure that you've had over the years, and actually you create something tangible. That's why I love my magazine being in print, because you can hold it. It's not just this ephemeral thing in cyberspace online. It's like what you're making something real that people hold in their hands and they might wear it close to their skin, or they might be touching it, and there's that connection, I think. And when it's been produced by a real person, that is not some faceless corporation. I don't know, it just makes it, I think, even more special. As you know, I'm a massive supporter of the smaller, independent, predominantly, I have to say, female founder-led brands, because I guess that's been my journey.
No, so big thank you to my customers who really actively collect my shoes.
How nice. So they can be art collectors, really. So, it's what I call investment dressing, because I don't know about you, but I have especially shoes that if they're quite special, don't wear them very often, but I keep them forever. I mean, I've got shoes that are 30 plus years old, and I might only wear them maybe once a year because they go with a particular dress or something, but I'm never getting rid of them. They're my friends, and I have them all, arranged, and it is. I mean, especially with yours that are so beautiful, it is a little bit like a kind of piece of art, isn't it? Just all stacked up together.
Yes, well, those limited editions, they come in because I might buy, say, a bolt of fabric from, I don't know, Essaouira in Morocco. I did a large collection of stripes that came from there, and maybe the piece of fabric, it might only yield 30 or 40 or 50 pairs. So once they're gone, they're gone. So you have to keep them together.
That's it. I do remember wearing your shoes. I think I went out to supper, and I remember there was a very smartly dressed lady who was kind of, looked me up and down. And she said, "I see you're wearing Mandarina shoes." And I just felt, oh, yes, I am. She was obviously in the know. I just had a comment here from Justine saying, "Every pair of shoes I've thrown away, I've regretted." I so agree. If you can even just find a box to just, pop a bit of tissue and just keep them, because they are, and also I think you remember, there are stories attached to shoes. You remember where you walked to when you were wearing them. You remember who you were walking with. And
they tell a story. They really do. And I mean, particularly for fabrics, because I think back to where I got the fabrics from. But people often ask me whether I've had a fixation with shoes all of my life. But when I was a student and I was on holiday in Amsterdam, I remember the one thing I came back with were a sort of electric blue pair of Doc Martens, and I got them home. And my mother, she was very elegant and traditional, and she took one look at these shoes and I thought they were completely ghastly.
That's so funny.
But I still have the shoes, and
you still have them.
Yeah. They're completely indestructible. They're made of sort of PVC stuff. They're in the dressing up box now, but they're still there.
Fabulous. Oh, my goodness. And I guess every time you see them, you must smile.
Well, and my children go, "My goodness, Mum, did you really
wear those? Yeah. Well, of course, I now have the problem that I've got two girls who are both roughly my size. So, of course, and actually, I kind of look at it, look, if you want to wear them and take care of them, that's fine, because it makes them better value. They've got 3 people wearing them. And, of course, I now have payback because especially, Lily, she loves fabulous high heels. I mean, she's just extraordinary. For her wedding, she wore these bright silver glittery huge heels with great big platforms. I mean, they were just extraordinary, and you just got a glimpse of them under her wedding dress. And for me, that really summed up her character, that she was this, she was really very beautiful and very traditionally dressed, but there was this flash of personality. And I think you can do that with shoes, can't you? You can. I know lawyers who wear sort of quite conservative navy suits for work or whatever, but a bit like Theresa May, do you remember, in those leopard print pumps that she used to wear, and everyone would talk about them?
Yes. No. Well, some of my shoes did find their way into number 10, I have to say.
Excellent. Oh, isn't that such fun to hear? Well, thank you so much. I hope that we continue to keep you super busy. Thank you very much for sharing a discount with us. We really appreciate it. It's really, really so kind. And, you know, if you've got the magazine, check them out. You'll see a picture on page 125. And what's the name of your website? Where can we find you?
You need to go on to www.mandarinashoes.co.uk.
Easy.
And sign up for the newsletter, and then you'll see what's coming.
Lovely.
And they're very available for fitting advice. If you want to ring first or email us just to check about sizing, absolutely. We are around to do that for you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm definitely going to be joining your newsletter. I love that idea of a bit of fabric coming in, you know, and saying, right, I can just make a few of these. If you want them, grab them.
Yeah, that's the thing. Snooze, you lose.
Wise words. Caroline, thank you so much. Wishing you masses of luck with it.
Many thanks, Liz.
Thank
Goodbye.
you. Have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Now you have to click leave, because I don't think I can make you leave. Otherwise I click everybody off.
Here, on the drop-down thing.
Hopefully there'll be a little button that says go. Rosie saying thank you.
I can't see it, but can I just switch the phone off, do you think?
I think you can. I think that will disconnect you. I've got a nice shot of Caroline ceiling now. I think Caroline has gone. I don't know why my phone is playing up, but it just seems to be at the moment that I can't kind of control. Normally, I can just click, you know, goodbye. But I don't think I can, and I just daren't touch anything. So I think Caroline, I don't know, is Caroline still there? I can't see her. Oh, Nikki, you had a mass clear out, did you, of all your shoes? Oh dear. I know, it's really hard, isn't it? Because you just think, you know, am I ever going to wear these again? But we kind of we do want to keep them. At least I do. Anyway, I've got a pair of pink satin, I think they're satin, high heels, sling-back high heels that I wore to a May ball when I was, how old was I? 17? So what's that? 40 years? Love it, love it, love it, love it. They haven't yet found their way into the dressing up box because they're too special. Talking of pink, I need to give a Friday fashion mention to my lovely friend Carol McEwen, who has sent me this latest top. She's another really small, independent female founder brand, and she doesn't even have a website. That's how small and how private it is. So it's like an exclusive list. She's on Instagram, Carol McEwen. And yeah, this is, she sent it to me. It's called Belle du Jour, which is the style. And I just love it. I just love all the detailing. And I love, of course, the 3/4 length sleeve is so pretty, and it's sort of slightly tapered in, so it's a little bit fitted. So if you're watching, Carol, I think you were watching earlier. Thank you. Really, really kind of you. And it goes really well, I thought, with this particular headband. This is one of Annie Soane's headbands. So Sanson and Reed, another great small independent boutique, and I met up with Annie earlier, well, must have been end of last summer, I think, at one of these, you know, private sales, or, you know, it's called Compton Marbling. It's a really great country little sort of fair that you can go to, and they were open because they're in barns, so they were sort of slightly open for their little stalls. And we'd known each other years and years ago on the Isle of Wight, and I kind of rediscovered her. And some of the fashion pieces that I wear, and the belts and the accessories, and she's got beautiful things for the home as well. If you fancy a little snoop around at the weekend, then she is definitely somebody to watch. Because again, you know, there are different things that you don't find everywhere, and things are properly made and they're carefully curated. So she's got these beautiful headbands, and they're not expensive. I think they start at about £10 or £12, and we get the Liz Loves discount. She gives us the discount, which is 10% off the accessories, which is the headbands and the belts. I'm not sure if it's still on the dresses, but she's totally worth having a look at. And again, you can get onto her mailing list because, you know, again, she'll have small things on her accessories. So it's all the, as I say, the belts, the headbands, and it's just, I just love it. I just love, being able to transform your look really so easily, and just, when you're having a bit of a bad hair day, which I've been having, then you just pop on a headband and you just look slightly more done. You just bought a dress from Annie. That was Molly. Oh, that's so nice. Gosh, and she's stocking up this year. Really lovely tops and dresses and everything. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So nice to hear. Should say a big thank you on Facebook to Martha today. So we've got a newbie in the house. Martha has been part of my team for a while now. She's our editorial assistant on the magazine. And she's manning Facebook for the first time. So welcome, Martha. I hope that you're enjoying the community and the chat on Facebook. So what we do always, if anybody's watching this new for the first time, is we can put links on Facebook to all the things that I talk about. And if you're on Instagram, after this, you can go to my little bio, my little biography section. And if you click on the blue Linktree link, then all the things that we've talked about are usually on that Linktree. It opens up into a whole world of links. It's a really good little hack, if you like, for Instagram. But of course, if all that fails, just go to the website. Just go to lizearlewellbeing.com. And actually thinking about newsletters, if you're signing up, for Annie and for Caroline, at Mandarina Shoes, don't forget to sign up to the Liz Earle Wellbeing newsletter, just in case there's anybody out there still left who isn't getting it. Amy has just got a blinding newsletter ready for us. I've just signed it off. It's going out later on today. She presses the button at 4 o'clock. So check your inbox at 4 o'clock. Do check your junk or your spam folder just in case it ends up there. But that's when it goes out, and it's got lots of lovely things for the weekend. And it's completely free, and we promise we don't sell your data, we don't spam you. It's purely there as a resource for this lovely community. So if you want to be on that list and get it, and you haven't already signed up, then do head over there before 4 o'clock. Otherwise, you'll have to wait till next week. Talking about things for Mother's Day, I mentioned the Fresh Flower Company, but another real family favourite. And these are people that I first connected with nearly a year ago. It was Easter this time, coming up to this time last year, when we went into the first lockdown, and everyone was saying that they couldn't find any Easter eggs because they couldn't get to the shops, and everywhere was sold out, and online, the Easter eggs. I remember having a look online at one of the major online retailers, who shall remain anonymous, where I did look as a kind of last resort, thinking, well, surely they're going to have Easter eggs, and literally they had virtually nothing, and the ones they did have were like, I don't know, kind of £50 or something ridiculous, because everyone was, bumping up the prices. So I came across this little brand in Devon called Salcombe Dairy, and we just instantly clicked. And Lucia, who is the main lady there who runs it with her family, they are a bean to bar chocolate company. So they get in all the beans and they make their own bars, delicious flavours, and they stayed up all night packing Easter eggs for us just to make the Easter posting date. So we've stayed in touch, and many of you will have enjoyed their chocolate, I know, over the last year or so, because again, they've given us the Liz Loves discount, which is so good. We did a lovely thing last year for Father's Day, which went down so well. Anyway, so for Mother's Day, this is what Lucia has just sent. It's a beautiful chocolate hamper, and I have resisted the temptation to open it because I thought I'd wait and share it with you. So I love the way that it comes. It's all in paper and card and recyclable packaging. It says on here, made with love in Salcombe, just for you. So what is inside the box? Well, this. And there is a Liz Loves discount still, so you can still get your discount. But, I mean, can you imagine opening that up? I mean, if you want to send this to your mum, or not even your mum, but just a special lady in your life, somebody who's just, looked after you, or just a special friend, an aunt, a godmother, grandma, or just a girlfriend, frankly. I guess the boys can have it too, but, let's kind of keep it female focused. So what have we got in here? Beautiful blue and yellow, really jolly packaging. So first off, we've got 5 of their special bars in this like little library box. Isn't that delicious? Chocolate with mango, coffee, the darker Evening Star. It's kind of like a dark milk chocolate. It's a cross between the really dark chocolate and the milk chocolate. I love Evening Star. Oh, this looks really nice. I'm going to have to open this. Milk chocolate rose. Let's see if I can take this one out. Look at that for a colour. Matches my top. Gluten-free, soya-free, nut-free, no added palm oil, really important, natural ingredients, and all made by this family in Salcombe. And then last but not least, dark chocolate with sea salt. Well, obviously you'd have to have sea salt, wouldn't you, being down in Salcombe? I'm so hoping to get there soon. I really, really want to go down and visit. Anyway, what else do we have in here? So we have the 5 full-size bars. We have, oh, Lily would love this, white chocolate buttons. So anyone who's been following Lily's journey, obviously talking about histamine, she can't have dark chocolate because the chocolate beans are fermented. So you've got to be careful if you've got histamine intolerance. But you can have white chocolate because it's all the cocoa mass, not the cocoa mass, the cocoa butter, for example. Raw cane sugar, cocoa butter. Oh, delicious. Love that. Lily, I hope you're not watching because that might come as a little treat. Then we have, wow, we have 4 more bars. Little bars here. So these are little kind of sample size bars, but they're bigger than that, really. So we've got dark chocolate and, oh, dark chocolate with peppermint. I do love that one. It's like a kind of really grown up after 8. Really, really nice. So 4 of those in the hamper as well. And what's this little thing? That looks rather beautiful. This is a cocoa butter candle with gold flecks, with gold leaf. Isn't that amazing? Oh my goodness. Lucia, I don't know if you're watching, but this smells unbelievable. This, if you like vanilla, the smell of vanilla, and you know when you get really good quality chocolate and you can just smell it and it has that, I can almost taste the smell, it's so good. That is going to burn so beautifully. I can just imagine that warm aroma filling the sitting room. Lovely. What a lovely, lovely thing to sit and enjoy your chocolate. Smelling that, actually that in itself would just make a lovely gift, wouldn't it? You could actually keep the chocolate, eat that yourself, give the candle. Just an idea, just saying. Not that I would ever consider such a thing, obviously. Well, I might. Thank you very much, Salcombe Dairy. Wishing you huge, huge good luck with that. And thank you for giving us our discount. Liz Loves, all in capitals, will get you 10% off your Mother's Day selection and more. Anything actually on the Salcombe Dairy website. Watch out for their lovely Easter eggs, which are coming soon. Hopefully we'll be able to do it this year with a little bit more warning so that you and your lovely children are not up all night making Easter eggs for us. Couple questions here before I go. Yeah, Mandarina Shoes. Absolutely. Head to their website, 10% off. Yes, this well spotted. This is my little neroli flower necklace. I know lots of these are being bought also for Mother's Day. We do have 25% off, I think it is, with this one. Let me just check. This is my jewellery team. It's fair trade gold vermeil, so 24 carat gold vermeil from Peru, handmade by artisans, all fair trade. And it's yellow gold or rose gold. If you've got your magazine, there's lots of, tells you all about it there if you want to check that out. 25% off, and I think you have to use the code Neroli. There you go, in capitals, Neroli. And Neroli is, of course, the orange flower. And the orange flower is the symbol of love and fertility, which is why it's often used at weddings, orange blossom. I love the smell of orange blossom and neroli. Look at the detail of it. Isn't that so pretty? Can you see that? The little stamen and just, yeah, a favourite. It's one of my sort of classic pieces, actually, is the neroli. I've had it for years, and it was the first piece I have designed. So it comes out, particularly in springtime, spring and summer. A couple of questions. Oh, lots of HRT questions. I've been busy on YouTube. Thank you very much for all your comments, especially on YouTube. Lots and lots of chat. I put up the 4th video in my series on menopause, and it was all about sleep, because I just think so many of us are being shortchanged, aren't we, with sleep at the moment because of anxiety and stress and all of that. And actually, of course, if you are also struggling with sleep because of lower hormone levels, that's like a double whammy. And we just get blindsided, I think, in later life with disrupted sleep. And we know that sleep is fundamental. You know, we need it for everything. We need it for our immune system. I was doing a podcast with Professor Walker. You may have heard it. A really interesting podcast with Matthew Walker. And, you know, he said they've done research into vaccines and sleep. And if you're having a vaccine, it's really important that you get a good night's sleep the night before, because it can improve the efficacy of the vaccine by up to 40%. These were clinical trials they did at Stanford University over in America. So for all these reasons, sleep is really, really key for mood, mental health, emotion, immune system, and just frankly being able to cope with life. So I did a specific video on YouTube all about sleep. So if you haven't yet seen it, go and take a look. Thank you for all the comments. I will get round to answering as many as I can. It's crazy busy at the moment doing so many things, but it's good to get this information out there and to share it. And there's also some nice links on that YouTube clip for other resources that might be helpful. I am doing this little series of menopause chats on YouTube, and if you want to make sure that you see those, don't forget to subscribe. I've said this before, YouTube is such a super busy platform. Everything can get lost, and it can I find it really confusing to find the things that I want to find. So it's really super simple. You just click subscribe on the Earle Wellbeing channel, and it just means that those things then appear in your feed. They're part of the things that YouTube will then show you when you revisit. That's all it means, but it's actually quite helpful, and it just means that you will then be notified of the next one, which I will be recording shortly. So today we've also got, being Friday, we've got the Friday 5, and I really want you to listen to this. Okay, everybody, please. Today's Friday 5 is with Dr. Tina Pearce. You may recall I interviewed her. I've actually interviewed her twice now before. This was the third time. Talking about histamine intolerance. She's been really helpful with helping Lily with her autoimmune condition. And then more importantly, she's been leading the way with help for long COVID patients. And in fact, she started this nutritional protocol. And sometimes when you talk to medics about nutrients, they're a bit that's all a bit alternative, and we'll just stick to the hardcore drugs. Well, she's really exceptional because she's a hospital consultant. She was working at Chelsea and Westminster Hospital. And she integrates the nutrition with the medicine. And she was seeing lots of long COVID patients. So she started treating her patients with things like vitamin D and zinc and quercetin and vitamin C and antihistamines, because there's a histamine response involved with COVID, which is really fascinating. Anyway, she tried to get this published, and there was a bit of pushback from the medical world. Anyway, she has just had her work accepted by UCL, which is a big teaching hospital in London, and they did a proper trial, medical trial with it, and it was so successful that they're now just about to publish a paper. I hope I'm allowed to say that. Oh, it's too late now. Anyway, they're just about to publish a paper, and it's going to be rolled out as kind of the recommended protocol. So really, really interesting. So if you want to hear it direct from Dr. Tina Pearce, she also talks about ivermectin, which is really interesting. And those of you who follow me on Twitter will know that I've been quite vocal on Twitter about ivermectin and having lots of discussions online there with academics and researchers. And it's a really, really interesting, safe antiviral. And she just really opens up about that. So I'd love you to listen. Please listen. Let me know in the comments, either on Facebook or here on Instagram, what you think when you have listened to it. It's just gone live. It's my Friday 5. It's about 20 minutes or so. And share it. She talks about vitamin D. Really fascinating about vitamin D. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to give it away what she says, because she says something about vitamin D that I had never heard before, which makes perfect sense and is really fundamental as to why we need to take so much of it. Okay? So that's, you have to do your detective work. You're going to have to listen, because it really, really is interesting, and share it with everyone you know and love, please. So, okay, I was getting back to Janie on YouTube, who was saying, can you buy HRT without prescription? Not in the UK. No, you can in some countries. Some countries you can walk into a pharmacy, but not in the UK. Who is this talking about my outfit? This was on YouTube. Monica, you say, I love your outfit. Where is it from? I'm not sure which outfit that would be, because obviously today I'm in Carol McEwen's lovely pink top. You may have been looking at me. I was wearing a bright orange dress. That was from Me and M, another British female founder-led brand. I wore that one on this morning. So there have been lots of comments about that. If you want to know about anything that I wear, and I forget to mention it, then just go to Earle Wellbeing, because there's a whole section called Liz Loves to Wear. And what we try and do is we try and take a snap of what I'm wearing, and then just put the credits up, just so that you can find it easily. We try and put the most recent one at the top of the page, so you don't have to scroll all the way down. But that's usually where you can find it. Oh, Monica on Facebook, hello there. You say, my magazine arrived today. I'm going to read it from cover to cover and go back and read it again and put highlights where I need to see something quickly. My yearbook 2 arrived also, and my Good Gut and Menopause guide. My goodness. Good job we are in lockdown. Only joking, of course. Thank you. My goodness, you have got a lot of reading material ahead of you, haven't you? So those of you who are interested in the books, I mentioned my relationship with my postie, which we have become very well good friends, my postie and I, because he's been so busy. This is one of the things that we've been doing, sending out my yearbook 2, and again, maybe a nice Mother's Day present. I sign them all. And at the moment, we have a special deal where we have these lovely little notebooks. Yes, the Earle Wellbeing notebooks with positive mantras on here. And I've got mine. I better not share my notes, but there you go. I've got all sorts of things written in mine. This is the one that I keep in my bedroom because that's got my mantras and my positive affirmations and my gratitude journal and all of that I keep in here. So they're just really nice, neat little sizes. So we will be selling them on the website, but we aren't able to just yet for various EU practical, very boring VAT reasons, but we will eventually sell them. We'll sell them for £7.50 in a set, but for now we're giving them away free with every signed book. So I hope you got yours, Monica. So we've got Good Gut Guide, and we haven't got many of those. We have got some, and we've got the Good Menopause Guide, and of course Yearbook 2. If you want your Yearbook 1, I'm really sad to say that it has sold out, but you can get it on Readly, so you can read all of it if you've got the Readly app. They have all the magazines as well. They have all the Earle Wellbeing magazines and the back issues. You can read that. So wherever you are in the world, I know we had a lovely comment from somebody in Canada earlier this week saying that she's got the Readly app and she was enjoying, looking at Yearbook 1. So there is a link, I think, maybe Martha, you can find the Readly link for me. That is really good to get because you pay $7.99 a month and then you have access to thousands of magazines, literally, from all over the world. Everything. You can read Hello, you can read Vogue, you can read Good Housekeeping, you can read BBC Good Food, you can, all the things that you might want to read. Garden magazines, sport magazines, food magazines, knitting magazines, everything. And if you use the link that we've got, because we're one of their magazines, you get your first month free. So why not? Nothing not to love. So, and as we think about perhaps going out, travelling, staying away from home, you don't want to take all your magazines and books and things with you. So just having everything that you can read on a tablet or on your phone or on your laptop, so much handier, I think. So Monica, enjoy your reading. I hope you love it all. This was from Deborah on YouTube, and you say, thank you, Liz. I finally plucked up the courage to go and speak to someone at Dr. Newson's clinic. I'm on the waiting list. It's because of watching you for a long time talking about menopause. Thank you for all you do to help women. Well, you are so welcome, and I'm sure you will be in very good hands. I know the waiting list is very, very long. But the e-guide that I've got, The Truth About HRT and the Truth About Menopause, is really worth listening to, or reading rather. I mean, there's lots of podcasts to listen to as well, because, in an ideal world, nobody should have to go privately to talk to a doctor, and our GPs should be able to help us, and so often the GPs just aren't aware. And actually what I try and do is give women the information so that they can better talk to GPs and practice nurses. And don't forget, there is that free download on Earle Wellbeing. It's called the Green's Climacteric Scale, and you can fill it in with your symptoms, and it's something that GPs should recognise. It's a standard medical document, so already you're kind of talking their language, and it's a very easy way of tracking symptoms. You can also download the Balance app. It's a free app that was created by Dr. Louise Newson, and that's already, I think, got 60,000 people on their community there, and they've got forums and you can ask questions, and it's a really, really good resource. And again, it's global because it's an app, because it's digital. So wherever you're watching this, if you've got a girlfriend in need or a family member that is struggling to get good information, it's free and it's global. She's given it to the world. It's great. I just can't speak too highly of it, really. And I'm looking forward to getting cracking with the menopause charity I'm one of their ambassadors, and we're just really gearing up with all that now. There's a lot happening behind the scenes on that. So there we go. So just time to say, don't forget there is a free competition to enter. Always like a free competition. And we always have one in the magazine. And this is a really good one. Love these guys. This is talking about sleep. If you want a good night's sleep, you've got to have a good mattress. And you can win one of their amazing mattresses. And they use medical grade foam. Okay, medical grade, that lovely sort of memory foam that remembers your posture and is so supportive. And they make mattresses and pillows. I've got memory foam pillows, this medical grade foam pillows. It's approved by the NHS. You know, they're a proper good company, and they've got a really good heritage actually. And it's all about this pressure relieving technology. Anyway, you can enter the free competition. You can find that on Earle Wellbeing. It's super easy. And also, if you want to get a mattress, if you're thinking now's the time to invest in a new mattress, just I think until the end of whenever, it expires Sunday the 14th of March, does it? No, I don't know when it does expire. I'm not sure. Anyway, do go and check them out. We did have a Liz Loves discount. I'm not sure if that has gone. That might have expired. But if you are wanting to enter the competition, then please do. Gosh, where's the time gone? Where has the time gone? Can't believe it's time to go. Margaret, where do you get the magazine from? On Facebook. Okay, we came out of retail nearly a year ago with lockdown and everything, the whole thing. You know, it was very traumatic actually, as it was for so many small businesses. But we decided to keep going. We had the courage of our convictions. And so we still do produce the magazine just as it ever was, even more beautiful actually. And it's cheaper because it's on subscription. So if you want it, head to lizarwellbeing.com. You get 6 issues for the price of 5. So you get a free issue. And you get free UK P&P. And yes, we do ship it all around the world. You just have to pay the extra postage. And it obviously takes a bit longer. But if you want to read it immediately, don't forget you can get it on Readly, because they also have the digital version. So personally, I have Readly, I have the app. So I read it online if I'm like checking a recipe or I'm out and, well, not that going out at the moment, but, you know, when I am out in the future and want to share things or look things up, it's just nice to have them. Or dare I say it, if I'm sitting in bed scrolling and don't have my magazine and I want to have a really good feature, then I read it online. But otherwise, obviously, it's nice to have the print issue. Actually, that would make a nice Mother's Day subscription too, wouldn't it? Thinking about it would make a nice gift, because that's the gift that lasts all year. I mean, I do love, I have to say, getting flowers. I think flowers are a super special gift. But having something that lasts all year is that constant reminder that somebody really cares about you. Optibac, last couple of questions, then I am going to have to go. Somebody asking about Optibac. This is Helen on Facebook. Are the Optibac good for your stomach bacteria? Yes, so this was Optibac for women. This is the one particularly for pelvic health. So this has the specific strain of the Reuteri and the Rhamnosus bacteria. And it's really good. I mean, I've used this for years. I bought so much of this stuff over the years. And it's very good for recurrent UTIs, cystitis, bacterial vaginosis, any kind of urinary tract issues, urge incontinence, that kind of thing. It's very supportive. And you do have to keep taking it. You know, I think some people think, well, I've taken a course of probiotics and they're now going to flourish in my gut. That's only partly true. Actually, you do have to keep replenishing, because they kind of do their bit of work and then they move on. So it is something that it is worth keeping up with. And the Optibac discount is 20%, which is really generous. And you can use it even on their bundles. It's only on this product for women. And it comes off, when does it end, Optibac? Optibac ends at the end of March. So you've got a bit of time. But yeah, I would definitely, I mean, I've stocked up, I have to say. I have stocked up with that. There we go. So yes, Studio 10. Yeah, Studio 10 from Marie on YouTube, if you're watching. Is Studio 10 cruelty free? Yes, it is. And many products are vegan as well. And the blush that I'm wearing is actually the Studio 10. I put it on. I had literally no time to chuck anything on my face today. So I've got a bit of eye pencil from Ruby Hammer. I've got my Delilah mascara, and I've got my Studio 10 Plumping Blush, it's called. And I love it. And it's a foolproof colour. You know, any skin tone, it just gives you that flush of healthy colour. And there is the discount. So Studio 10, fairly sure it's 10%. Let me just double check. Oh, no, 20%. 20%, excellent, off all full-priced items. So not their gift sets that they've kind of bundled together, but the full-priced items, Studio 10, 20% off with Liz Loves, all one word, obviously. And Delilah, which I mentioned, we also have 20%. Isn't that great? Off Delilah Cosmetics. Two really good British brands. Love them both. And that's again with Liz Loves. And again, that's just on the single items that they haven't already discounted in a set. But yeah, go and check them out if you fancy a bit of, you know, online snooping around, if you've got some time this weekend, perhaps. Oh, the sun's gone in. I was just saying it was going to be a lovely sunny weekend for all of us. Well, hopefully it'll come back out again. If we've seen it once, hopefully we can see it again. That is it. I hope you enjoy the newsletter. 4 o'clock should be in your inbox. Do listen to the Friday 5. Please listen to it. Please let me know what you think. I don't do instant message or direct message on Instagram, but I do try and reply to all my comments. So I hope you have a lovely weekend. Thank you. Thank you for all your kind comments. Thank you. So nice to chat with everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Sending kisses and love. Bye-bye.